Down to Jammer, they take that first contact out from Banana. He spotted two players back there on his initial engagement. He's got utility in from his teammate. They will tag Kragan a half HP early.
At least for the side of 9, they've played Inferno in every one of their series so far in the comp. They played it against Sashi, against Fnatic, and against Alliance, all getting comfortable results. Matty's out here from long, faced against Bobek and another teammate. With a stack out towards B, the bomb's going to go down pretty safely. Unless there's a kill coming in quickly from one of these players out on rotate and spawn, there's probably not much on the retake here from Fnatic. So I think depending on the opponent, depending on the head-to-head, they've got options in which way they can go, and that's why we're going into Inferno today.
See that we'll repeat trends here and now. Rawls is going to face, and he's got pistols right around him. The banana play is completely uncontested. Utility in his hands, and Rawls is going to get caught off. Matty's kicks things off for Fnatic in this round.
Good smoke to block. Rotates coming out from BlameF. Spam from Kragan. Deals with one of the B-side anchors. BlameF now needs to try and get some impact.
That's fine. One player transition back to two more, but they all make their way through the smoke. All three were seen. That HE too shallow for Matty's to find his contact. His blind fire will still pick up Farthen though. Through smoke kills coming in from both sides, and now Jambo's backstab can complete. Modo's going down. Bobek in a 1 versus 3. Now's your time to shine, son. Trying to back off towards move off, caught by a dink in the back of the head. Creamy's finishes the job. Fnatic are at evens.
It's an excellent info play there from Matty's. Kill Jambo close towards a carrier. That could have been the ticket. Get the incendiary down. Modo will get the bomb plant in. Won't quite fall. 7 HP is in the open and will get caught by Jambo.
Looking for his secondary pick back dome. Burst fire through the smoke. Nothing found even from Matty's out towards CT Cross. There's one kit available for Matty's as well, but time's going to be short against him with the backstab and all from 9. That Tech 9 and from CT. Bobek was hurt there on that body block of the smoke. It will still cut off the B entry from Banana. So close. Matty's pushed forward, and Bobek hears that utility. Probably knows he was close, gets the kill. Second from Kragan as he turns on a triple, a quadra in the round, and becomes the savior of 9. Waiting for further phase. He's hearing these footsteps. Will Kragan expect him to be here? A secondary smoke comes down. Elevated angle. Kragan sneaks beyond the smoke. A flashbang evaded. He's still blinded though. Kill from Matty's comes in. Bobek's revealed. He gets Matty's. All sorts of blindness to the flashbangs to the T side. 40 seconds. The scout is looking for more. But Jambo is going to get forced back by aim punch from the smoke. The SMG of BlameF can turn it into 2 men and 9.
Moto's going to try and get the bomb down, but he needs to keep fighting. He needs to try and tap and draw these fights. Hope for the protection from Farfen.
Protected beyond the coffins angle, which you can see the spray coming in from BlameF attempting to get the man. The Deagle's pulled out of fear, who's grabbed that scout. I think Amado needs to reload. The AK shots, and Farven can get fear quick. Turn back against the pistol player out towards Banana. It's a 2v2 now. And they are just struggling to get back in right here. Fnatic have done well, but they pushed them into the back lines. They're running out of time. 20 seconds remain or less than that. BlameF and Crims get those quick kills together, and they should just about have enough time for the defuse. I think it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be Fnatic's round. And Bobek will get fear. 2 kills to his name. 2 men as well remaining on the A defense. They're all being bound from short, so Crims have got a lot of pressure against him. Until he turned up. Father gets his kill, but the lineup's there for BlameF. Third man on the corner, and he stands his ground. Bobek now low HP to do the rest of the heavy lifting that he did at the start of it, but the Dane stands up for Fnatic.
The sample size might be small, Jay, but BlameF averages a 1.65 rating on Inferno on LAN in the last 3 months.
The automatic weapon should still have pretty easy affairs, in particular for BlameF. Another double kill out from him. Will get picked up by Rules in the end. Jambo will try hold out towards long. Something going right here for him. It's not impossible with his low HP. Shot missed again. They're going to try and chase him down. The rifle in the apartments is going to strike, and Crims will do so.
And 9 in a position now where they might have just awoken Fnatic, and that's a scary prospect to the start of this best of 3. Rules with the dig, trying to pre-aim out there towards libraries, so the investment was light, and they've only got away with a single kill. It's a shame that they weren't able to drop the AWP, considering just how low HP he really was. But a lead comes through from Fnatic, and
fragged against BlameF, now standing alone on the bomb site. His left rolls peek forward, and Matty's just gets domed in by a quick run out. The M4 again on for basically a multi-frag sequence to defend the bomb site, and this time it's not going to happen. Kragan may have taken his teammate out in exchange of that kill, but it's still a 4-on-2 for 9. The round is over.
You can't blame F in that one. I mean, you've got yourself a situation where your B-site anchor in fear just gets dropped straight away, and then even Matty's, who's rotating out in spawn, gets caught by an aggro player of Rules trying to go through the tree smoke. You're basically, what, 1v5 on the bomb site? The most that you could hope for is a couple of kills to do economical damage. It's never going to be a round-defining play. So good response there from 9. It definitely feels that some players are underperforming. I mean, you've got Fear that's the in-game leader, 1 and 5, struggling out there towards the top banana and out on B.
Once again, we're all squared up, 4-all. Alliance currently lead over Passion away by a single round. Fnatic got their 3-0 start on their map, picking Inferno to start off their series, so keep you updated as the lower bracket plays out, because you'll be watching the 2 lower bracket games from the semi and final. Shot and miss from Jambo here in the upper bracket final as Rules gets that opening kill. Matty's tried to strike back to return. He's been a little bit silent here in his first few rounds, but that 2K sequence gets real loud. Fits in for a triple and trying to transfer towards the last man blinded. Got the info before the smoke gloom. Kragan can trade him, but he's gained a man advantage for Fnatic. Now the last 2 players on the site defensive have to hold their nerve. BlameF trying to bait out Crims, but Crims gets the kills. The Dane goes down, and he swings on Farven to reclaim the lead for Fnatic.
And I'm just convinced, out of any player on Fnatic, the likes of Matty's enjoys a repeat more than anybody else. He's one of those guys where it's in his nature, it's in his playstyle.
Makes a difference in the follow-up as well. 9 with a broken set of investments. The majority of rifles, but Tech 9 in from Rules goes down to the second casualty. Fear's not done. He's got no backup, but he doesn't need it. A repeat out of the sandbag. BlameF comes in with support. And Fnatic are showing their firepower once again. Minimum 6 taken as Jambo closes with an AWP shot.
Uncomfortable there.
Bars plays up. Crims and Matties hold their nerve. Bobek with the only casualty that they can take back on the T-side line. Bobek just can't do anything, pinned in the corner with no way of support. Half advantage at least game by Fnatic.
BlameF watching out for the boost. Kraken catches in midair. And now Matties has made noise out towards B. The best that he can do is block and stall as Jambo tries to go aggressive out there from the short side and gets punished.
Now leaving Crims on A, Matties on B. Crims about to get pushed on from long. Aware of that presence of Bobek, gonna have to tuck himself into the apartments. Need another massive multi-frag sequence from a player here, and Matties will not be the man to deliver. Crims should lose the bomb plant. Now just seen by Bobek, who shows up one more good round for 9. 7-5 at the turn, though, for Fnatic.
Disappointing from 9. It was a pretty positive start with the back and forth force buys. They came out, what?
9 actually have less than 50% win rate on their CT side, so maybe that's a concerning factor for them. Shots start ringing out initially in the apartments as Farven and the Julies of Kragan try and challenge. Both players will fall to Crims and Matties. And now Mono left out towards Boiler, caught off by Jambo. Ace sight's fallen. Pistol round's going to get taken by Fnatic.
This has been a really rough start to the best of 3 from Modo. Now, he is just a stand-in player, so you have to think that in terms of the complexion of what he can do in rounds, it's going to be a bit more difficult. He's might be here for a little while, but this is basically his debut LAN tournament with the boys. And he is 2-11. So, not getting impact out of him. And again, I thought he played quite well over day number 1 and day number 2, having decent impact for 9. Why is he not going for it? He is giving the opposition an extra $1,250 because of the bomb explosion rather than eliminations. And all he's doing is saving on to Julies and Kevlar.
I'll try to handle the banana aggression and force playing around these 2 safe weapons, but no further rifles to come in from them. It's just the upgrades, the Deagles and P250s. Flash in, Bobek will be revealed. Rolls can get 1-2 kills out of it. Triple sequence not quite secured. And with Fear's casualty, this will be the bomb site being taken. Mo's supposed to cross the lineups right there for Fear though. Modo does get the trade, however. And BlameF gonna cross that bomb past it. Matty's just domes in Modo, who continues to post up few frags. Farven. Now 1v2 for the man. Last chance saloon for 9 to fend off Fnatic. A force by steal again from the T's. He's creeping up. Both players of Matties and BlameF have hunkered down. 20 seconds. There's a kit for Farven, a smoke as well, but he's waiting for Fnatic to make the move. He's waiting for them to reveal themselves. His footsteps, doesn't line him up, doesn't take him down. Fnatic on 9. Fear will try and lead them in. Rawls is going to get tagged up. SMG standing alongside Modo on the FAMAS, trying to flash his way forward, get a kill out of that one. Can't transition to the second. Modo stands alone. 3 kills deep on this map. Pop needs to go full blown. Doesn't get anything more. 9 have to back off. A good kill from Farthen from beyond that smoke. But it's still a man advantage for the post plant.
It's drawing them back in. It looked to be an instant save, but because they've got themselves at least an opportunity, they're going to prod around. Now, if they can get one more kill, then you start sending yourself in.
Just seen that FAMAS player Farthen goes down. Crims knows that Kragen must have been out there somewhere close with that boost, but he's backed off, finally holding onto the weapon. Fnatic take 10.
I mean, I'm thinking about how yesterday they were outside of the top 30 on VRS. They've now got into the top 30 because of their win against NIP. I'm now looking at this one and I'm thinking another best of 3 win, get themselves into the grand final. You start getting yourself closer towards the top 25.
Kragen has at least taken Jambo to start off this one. Trying to look for the second player from beyond that smoke. Knows he's out there somewhere. Modo instead finds the bait and switch and doubles up onto Crims. And that's a bit more like it here, 9.
That's unfortunate from Fnatic. So you've got yourself a bit of a gimmick. You've got a little bit of a lurk smoke out there in brackets. You try and walk the issue. Now you're hoping that there might be 2 players at most up there towards short that you can kind of trade off of one another. You can play the contacts. There's 3 players. You've got 1 towards the top of porch, 1 underneath, and then the 3rd player that's sort of holding the apartments, but also in the short campaign.
10 seconds. If they're going to move, they're going to have to move right now. Bomb needs to get planted. The kill from Kragen will end the round. BlameF is going to run. Save his gun. And Fnatic are not allowed on map point yet.
A little cheeky play there from BlameF. So you might think, well, why is he smoking off Modo if he's got his teammate there? Well, first off,
and they're hunting to ensure that they can just purely outclass 9 in all facets, not only in skill, but also in the buy stay. Jambo's just caught Modo, so he's down to 2 men. 1 more man, a broken wall, and Kragen on sight doesn't resist. All 5 alive on Fnatic. Inserted himself deep into this smoke, and Fnatic don't realize until Fear's blind fire finds his contact, finds his casualty. Bobek now desperately blind firing of his own, hoping for a lucky head. He's the only B defender though. Backup is so far away as he rephases. Matties takes him down. The B site is about to fall, and so is this map.
And just look at the kill distribution. Fear on 13, Jambo on 14, Matties 13, Crims 12, BlameF 15. We've had highlight moments from BlameF across some of the early rounds in the first half, but overall, everyone's been performing. Everyone's been putting up the numbers that has been necessary for Fnatic.
One more shot from Matties, making it 2 men remaining for 9. Modo, 1 more. Farthen stands alone and stands to his demise. All 5 alive on Fnatic. A 13-7, another dominating affair. Try and bounce back and avoid the lower bracket, but it looks like they are bound for the lower bracket now on 9. Fnatic in very good stead, good forms, looking good in general. They take to the T side to kick things off, and Kragen tries to change the narrative with the Julie sets. Doubles up, Quadra's in, now looking for Fear as the last man standing, so it seems like at the very least on the CT side, 9 will start up with an explosive pistol round. Those second maps getting started, and those 2 series in that lower bracket. We'll keep you updated as they roll. We are focusing on Fnatic and 9. And Fnatic have their first rifle round to play with. Farthen round a pop dog. 2 to line up. Again, multi-frags coming in for 9. He's going to try and make an explosive triple sequence again in a pop dog. Bringing the fight back to our favourites.
It's just the timing a little bit off there. Matties is pulling out util. You've got 3 players up against 2 in pop, and with the timing coming through from Farthen on the peak as advantage, he just starts mowing down. And for 9, it's a really positive start here to the CT side of Train, because this is going to be your stronger half. This is going to be the one where you can get the majority of rounds up, so you want the boys to be confident.
Enable them a bit more. We're looking at number 4 as well, although they are struggling with these pistols towards the Ivy position. They do actually end up losing a 2-for-1 trade against their name. A couple of guns dropped pretty deep in at Ivy as well, so Fnatic can try and pick those up. The one concern is the HP. And Modo will try and punish for 1 kill found. Crims another pick. This is getting a little bit dicey now for 9.
This is winnable. BlameF has got head armor. Now, anytime he's on high HP and you've been able to walk out B, you've got a lot to work with, because while the bomb won't go B here, Fear can get out towards spawn. He can wrap all the way into Ivy and potentially get a really good timing against Modo.
finds him on Modo's part. Fear fragged out. Crims is low, but Blame F going to lead them in against Farven. Is he going to be ready for this extended CT player? He's only going to check the angle. Kevlar favors though. Aim punch going to harm Blame F. Bomb been dropped. Crims can get another frag, so it makes it expensive at the very least. And HP is not that great on Modo either, so this is rush to get the bomb plant, extend the timer at the very least. Modo goes for the swing back and will get him. Unlucky, but Crims didn't really have a choice there.
And we're getting aggro duels out in pop. We're seeing it towards the brown halls. Even on the reface, you've got a Heaven player and a Ramp player all pushing up as one, and Crims doesn't quite catch the timing, so it's 9 constantly refacing.
Bomb drop there by Bobek, looking to triple. Blame F going to give it over to him as well. Stolen by Rawls. 2 men left on Fnatic, still no trades found. Bomb on contraire for 9. Kragan, he's on 5. Oh, sorry, Farven rather, he's on 5. Kragan's on 6. Bobek got his first 2 kills of the game. Jambo's Orb so close to finding a player on top of Red Train. Indeed, Farven finally falls. Kragan revealed. Crims with the peek in, but Kragan gets that kill. Rifles of Fear, not required. He turns it on with the HE instead. Except a 3-on-3.
Do like the composure here from Fnatic once it gets into the 3-on-3. Rather than keeping the press up and just consistently pushing players out of pop and out to T-Con, they try and slow the round down. Now, Jambo's got a timing out here towards Old Hell. He's seen the AWP. Modo's not giving him much of a fight at the moment, and the bomb is still scaling out in the brown halls to come down on pop to split A.
Bobek has Fear's back turn as he pushes back in a pop dog with no contention. Bomb dropped and round over. No way the Fnatic can get back to it in time, and the CTs are way too spread out to get the kills here. 6-0 start for 9. I wasn't expecting this.
Well, it's a lack of respect on the City side. I mean, you get a mid-round where there's a good, 30, 40 seconds or so where Fnatic are trying to run the clock, they're trying to slow it, and instead you've got Bobek slow walking back out towards B ramp, getting himself in a position where he catches Fear with the bomb out there at the top of pop. I just like how much movement is coming on the server. I like how many info plays 9 are making.
Blame and Jambo are watching for potential picks that could come through. Noise and flashes used by that smoke in. It will still provide the exit strategy for 9 there, as Fnatic will gain the position, but they won't get any of the kills. Matty's working Ivy. That smoke going to clear. Rules going to jump face for him. Don't think he spotted anything though. 6 seconds of the clock. Back is indeed turn. The Galil can't get a kill. Molly pulled out and Kragan punishes him.
Yeah, that's just a unfortunate situation, but you've got to be critical and say Maddie's needs to get that kill. I mean, that is a sitter out there from Ivy, and it probably shows in rounds like that just exactly what's going wrong for Fnatic. Now, if we're going to look at this from a veto perspective, Train is the highest picked map in the pool for both squads. So when momentum is on the server, you know that you're going to be able to steamroll. You know that you're going to be able to push a lot of rounds in a row. It's just that Fnatic have let themselves down individually. They haven't quite taken the chances that have presented. And for that reason, it feels as if it's going to be a really one-sided scoreline here on map number 2.
What a way for Fnatic to lose out this map win streak that they've had here in the Glitch Masters. Fights to Blame F will get 1 back. Crims can follow up on Farven, but the time stalling has dropped the bomb. No time to recover it and plant. Rules will get picked up from beyond that smoke, but all Bobek and Modo need to do is hide, and they will take the 7 rounds in a row. Look for uptime kills as well. Crims going down. That's going to cost him. Blame F is not picked up. Modo finally resisted by these pistols, which try and go fast and loose. And we were talking about pace changes against the NIP result yesterday and why Fnatic were allowed to let that map go down to the wire as it did. Maybe a few more aggressive fights may be the answer. The pistols are currently getting more work done than the rifles here. Farven being flanked by the T side. Kragan's going to peek forward and get 2 of them outside of Ivy, but losing his teammate. He's on half. Bobek's less than half. Jambo Zork will be the last man standing. He doesn't quite connect his kill. So 3 players still maintain their lives for 9, but that round legitimately looked like it had more behind it than a lot of the rifles did for Fnatic. Rolls. Just at Fafbang evades it. Finds that first. Crims can trade him. They've lost one of those riflers though, and Bobek's going to try and swing up to punish alongside Kragan. Round halls will be cleared up from at least the B corridors. The AWP of Jambo waiting for an extension. Actually punishes it this time. Extends out for more, seeing the utility come down. Incendiary again, sees that shadow, that Molotov's going to burn him. He's focused on everything on top. Dog connects him. Finally, a decent sequence coming in, but Farven deals with Crims. Tries to adjust against Jambo's. Oh, the flick does not land. It's back to a 2v2. All that effort, still not able to stabilize on Fnatic.
And Nine fundamentally are playing some really entertaining Counter-Strike, just constantly making space happen, constantly being on the front foot, never giving space, never giving respect. Now, Matties and BlameF have got to try and clear the majority of this A bomb site because they're worried about where the AWP is. They know that Farfen was the aggro player, but there's a lack of info on the other.
Modo finds BlameF and Matties stands alone. 1v2, one pick in this map up. Bomb's been dropped on the Dane as well. Footsteps will be heard. He's going to try and go for the plant. He's tap it to force the fight on Modo, but Modo's no scope connects that kill. It's 9 in a row, 4-9. They're forced back very quickly. Bomb plant should be secured by Fnatic this time. Faster pacing once again, going to get the better of 9. Bobek does find the opening kill, but BlameF trades him and Rules has got to lead them back into the retake. Gets the advantage in against Crims. 250 close for Matties. Detected by Kragan. BlameF Skillil is going to try and protect the bomb plant position at default. This backstab from Jambo is only going to be so impactful. Kragan caught at point blank. Secondary kill not so much, and the Tech-9 can't deny the defuse. It's being stuck in by one man. He'll take down Farven. But expense means now at this stage, 10-0 for 9.
And I've definitely seen...
Blocking vision, he's going to sneak forward of them though. Going to get behind the CT side line. Modo's AWP been detected. The Fear's looking for a greater play. Finding 2. Looks for the triple sequence. Modo deals with him. He's really turned it on for this second map. 12 kills deep. 13 not quite connected. But if he can get BlameF still, he might turn it into a 2v2 winnable by his squad mates. But Jambo flanked is all Bobek now. 1v3. Picked up that first. Facing wide out in the open of the second. The flashbang doesn't affect him. He gets a fight on Crims. Gets so close to the man. The H's and Incendiaries don't find him. And there's over 45 seconds to pick up that bomb and plant it for Fnatic. It might be in the open for now, but that will change with Bobek backing off.
But this is where he can go for the repos. Try and get himself out towards Connector and give himself a different angle. Now, the longer that BlameF takes to put this bomb down, the better the chance has of Bobek of at least catching off Crims.
Here's him planting close. Pistol pulled out. And Crim just gets him. Finally, the streak has ended. Farven leans, Matties and Crims. Goes back to turning around. Check the pop dog shadow. Advantage for Farven though. And he's made this sequence work twice over. Jambo's AWP. Can't support, can't trade. HE down by Bobek. BlameF is also low. 9 right back on them. A 10-2 half isn't good enough. We want 11-1. And that's exactly what they're going to get. And I don't think Sipe was in that roster. I have to double check the facts, but yeah, Pistol's getting life for 9 because they're more focused on the here and now, and the here and now is them, all them, and nothing but them. Fear, BlameF trying to get some sequences together. Oh, BlameF has got a second headshot, a triple in the round. Is this going to be a hero clutch? He challenges Modo directly, but gets a little bit too hungry, and that puts them on 12-1 map point. And a stunning derailing one at that, with Fnatic looking flustered, completely outclassed. Star players getting single frags, no one hitting double digits, no one finding impact.
I can't remember the last time I've seen Matties get a single kill in an entire map. That's just unheard of.
Kragan and Bobek and Modo look to close. BlameF in another clutch, this time a 1v4, this time with 9 HP, this time with absolutely no chance. 13-1, monstrous return from 9, showing that that first map was an oddity. And so far across the series, BlameF has certainly performed top of both map ups in terms of the frag counts. Doesn't mean much for Train, but certainly means a lot. Inferno went down. There's Rules that kickstarts on the pistol. Unable to get that second. Farven training back on Crims. BlameF gets involved with a couple of casualties. And now it's down to 2 men, making it 1 as Matty strikes back in lane, strikes fear in the hearts of 9, and Bobek is all that remains.
Decent entries from the T side coming out of elbow, but once they got closer towards the red room, that's when BlameF really made it a statement.
And 9 with no bomb plant bonus will force to buy it anyway. 2 MAC-10s being their best weapons.
Trying to go quickly out of elbow, and it's BlameF again. He's getting started early. He's getting those multi-frags in, get that confidence up high. Even Farven is struggling against Fear. At least eventually drops the in-game leader. But red room's being taken from Kragan now that Crims has smoked himself off in Donut.
3-on-3 scenario with a HP advantage over Farven. Jambo going to start to get positional advantage with the backstab. That smoke, the elbow's going to clear. He's going to see one. The spray is awkward. And Jambo is going to go down. Advantage now taken definitively by the Nine side. They've still got low HP on Kragan though, so Matties get a freebie on the way out of this one player. There's no flashbangs available. That smoke from Farven's going to come in towards Shore. Seen, burst fire, a shot does connect, but Matty gets his kill. Rules, turns it back. The last player standing, a Crim's SMG at range against Rules, closer against Farven. He wraps that corner, so much damage was done, but a 3-point HP margin gives the round to 9.
Well, Jambo's just actively trolling. I don't know what he's doing. Why is he not tapping or bursting? I mean, we're talking about long-range MP9.
Kragan and Bobek can walk out from Farven or try look towards his B bomb site. Is Fear ready? Well, Matties will bait out the position to get the info, but a swing in from Fear gets his head taken clean off, so Farven's brought the man advantage right back. Moto's going to extend it from beyond the smoke, finding Blame F, looking for more. Shots ringing out from Jambo will connect on more players. Can he deny the bomb from this position? No, it's too well covered off. So 9 still come out on top in the post plant.
And Crimson's only got a single smoke, so you expect that to either go down to the cave entrance or out there to ramp. Rules has got to be the one to play. Because of the low HP from Farfen, it's up to Moto and to Rules to try and work with a single flashbang to get the short pick.
One man walking up, found by Farven. Jambo down, Crims and a 1-on-3. And 9 are up to 5. And the 2-1-2 setup means that if there is going to be backup rotating in for the attempted take, it will be Blame F. Yes, and the smokes down at red will concede that mid-action. Jammer's going to lean forward at Donut, missing a shot. Matties goes down. Fear trying to challenge. Blame F going to reposition. Fear gets his first kill of the game. Looks for the second man. He's seen that bomb, but Rules backs right off. Blame F caught by Moto's orb. Shoulder baits the M4 burst to try and keep him at bay. And needs backup, but none's going to come for him. Crim's cut off at red. Jammer coming in from Shelf. Lands a shot, but close peaks of Rules will get the kill. And now they can quick rotate into A. Kragan's going to stick around to try cut off Fear. The bomb will go down most certainly. Going to be a 1v3 for the captain. Doesn't even walk past the first man. Minimum 6 for 9.
9 are all over them. And notice how much insertions there's been in lurks, in late round plays towards Red Room. We previously saw it with Kragan. Really, they're just not being challenged. I mean, there's not many of these gun rounds that looks competitive.
Half by getting ripped apart as 9 will have the T-side half. Now if you're Fnatic, it starts to get concerning. This has gone from a map that we didn't expect to have been quite as one-sided to now once again being possible that 9 could stomp Fnatic out of the upper bracket. We did not expect this. I think Fnatic have fatal shot to the system quite significantly, losing their map pick in such a one-sided fashion. Losing their first map of the competition. And now it may look into the second right here. Matties is doing everything he can to resist with 2v2 as PT50 strikes back on 1, but Bobek can deal with him with the AK up close. Jambo's recovered 1 AK of his own right, 2 to find. They can disappear through that smoke, and he hasn't realised how much they've gotten away with. He sees them both though. They're going to go towards A.
And Moto's going to try and stick around, but just needs to make sure that he gets this shot off cleanly, and he does. And I'm looking at Fnatic with the chances now of them dropping down into the lower bracket, and I think the most concerning element is...
They have the T-side half, fast plays into A because they know that they could probably win these fights against Fnatic given the way things are going so far. From us in the back lines, M4 up close. Crims can set up Blame F at least for one trade back, but he needs to get a whole lot more out of this one. Hastings doing damage, Molotov to force him into the open. Almost caught Bobek looking the wrong way, but the flick back of that AK finds his man regardless. The AWP doesn't even find for Jambo. Moto kicking into 5th gear himself. Matties in fear. They have to save their guns. There's no chance of the retake. There's no chance of this round. 8-1 now for 9. 8 in a row for 9.
Jambo's missing a lot of shots that he should be hitting and shots that he has been hitting throughout the tournament. We've seen some incredible flicks, some great reactions from him. We're not getting it in the upper bracket final. Farfen looks impeccable. I mean, his opening kill success rate is crazy right now with some of these moves of pure pace and fast out onto bomb sites. And perhaps it's experience on LAN that's helping him perform at this level. Because let's just look at the LAN maps played on HLTV. You've got Farfen at 313. The next player down on his team.
Now he stands up as a key entity as part of 9. Jambo's recovered a rifle to try and pick back against said player. The Fnatic had a half buy in this round, so the best they're looking at is exit frags, and even that's going to be relatively meaningless right here. And there's so much cash available for 9. Hold on to the AK if you're Jambo. Try fight from range for another exit frag. The SMGs will stick around for more exits as well towards main, particularly from Blame F. Moda will get caught with the bomb, and he'll get rules. Can he upgrade to the AK, or just about escapes the eye of the AWP? So that's 2 T-side weapons to work with. Farvan again to open up. Matty's down in an instant in towards the B bomb site. He looks for Fear, but Fear at least finds his trade, and Blame F can follow it up on Bobek elsewhere. So advantage taken. Kragen Shadow advantage conceded to Crims, who gets another pick back at main. A 4 versus 2. Fear now picking up the last player as Modo was found in a 4v fight, finally won by Jambo. Second on the board of Fnatic. Fnatic trying to regress. Hiding inside those smokes though. Matty's on the way to how close the likes of Farvan is. He'll get that kill in. Fear blocks, rules. Blame F can trade 1. Needs to get a second, and that's what he'll get out of Modo. Fnatic finally finding some life. Finally finding the spring in their step. Establishing a 4 versus 2 in this round. Rules and Bobek siphoned off and separated. Need to regroup.
Rules is hoping for a timing, and against Blame F, he's going to get it, but not quite the kill. 9-3, a very positive first half performance. Really good showing there for the international squad of 9.
The last couple rounds are positive indications, but a pistol win for 9 to take all that wind out of their sails real quick. Blame F and Jambo and Matty start leaning in towards mid. It's another mid fight from 9. That goes completely wrong. Fnatic overwhelm them, and they should claim this pistol without concern.
Rules out here towards A. The best that he could hope for is a bit of exit damage. Try and take down a couple more T-side players. Even that against Matty is a bit uncomfortable. Fnatic make it 4, and that is a good sign moving into the T-side that instantly not only you're responding with a pistol win.
Fnatic a bit more of a slurp. It might just work out for them. 2 SMGs try to face Bobek. He's picked up all 3 FMGs out there. And Matty's and Jambo make light work of the attempted mid-crunch of 9. Fnatic get off scot-free here.
A round where 9 are trying to bring as much into mid as possible, but just getting out-aimed by the elbow players. Fnatic get themselves off with an easy couple of rounds in a row. The third one's going to come in pretty cleanly too, only because not many players are staying alive. Even Rules with the armor and 5-7 could potentially get hunted, which then means the upgraded eco to follow is not going to have much.
And a Turkish squad as well in late 2020. Guys like X-Floud got noticed. So 9 might be a Swedish-based organisation, but their roster has definitely been worldwide renowned. And none more so true than this international team. Yes, it's very Nordic-based with a couple of Danes and a Swede. Couldn't do much with that pistol. Bobek got 1 kill out of the M4 before he was traded. Kragen now focusing on saving his own M4 for next time. 2 pistols will try and draw out 1 fight on Jambo, maybe get Fear as well as AK. It's out of the way. Rules are going to try and fight him. Crims will cut them off so they can't escape. At least not easily. They actually do get the pick against him, but Fear will keep them close towards the bomb blast radius. So even if they get these casualties in, which they will do, they won't be surviving. 1 player per team stays in. Fnatic are plenty of cash from their previous confidence, so I think we'll be okay there on their side. And for 9, this was always going to be about the rifle buy here.
But this is a chance for Modo to maybe show some of the quality that he had in a few CT rounds with the AWP. Multi-frags, staying alive, round-defining plays. You kind of want him not so much to be a takeover player, but someone that can just facilitate.
Don't quite drive him out. They're going to do that bank as well in from Ren. They have no idea. The AWP caught in the back, but not killed off just yet. Time's running short. Fnatic. Fear needs to strike to the site, and he'll do that against Farvan. The kill against Matty's is the only one there in red. No. Undetecting Crims. Rules runs right into him. Kragen was found elsewhere, and Modo 1v3 to play against the retake here. He's focusing on this red player so much. He will get Crims in the end, but needs 2 more stellar shots. He doesn't have it in him. Doesn't have the faith. He'll fall away. And it will be 9 on the board of Fnatic. They brought it all the way back.
What is crazy about that round, Jay, is that they're 2-2 splitting A, okay? There's 2 players coming out with main with the bomb, and 2 players trying to come donut. Now, the HE to break the smoke in donut is poor. if they HE the smoke correctly, they go donut and into Kragan. And it's a potential situation where Kragan maybe goes 1 for 1, maybe even gets both of those kills. Because the HE from Crims wasn't effective, it drives them into Red Room instead. And then that's where they do even more damage, cutting in the rotates. I mean, what a rarity that is, that missed util actually wins the round for Fnatic.
And the plant will be secured. BlameF is yet to strike. He'll need to do so soon. Modo swings in, doesn't see his man in the periphery, and BlameF to get the advantage together. Rolls up on the site now, behind the boxes, trying to spray through the smoke. Doesn't get his pick back in. Farman can deal with BlameF, and it's a 2 versus 2. Low HP on both Crims and Fear. As Farman leans in, tight to fight a fight, but no. Crims takes a headshot. A double for him in the round, looking for the triple. Kragan is revealed by the footstep noise, tapping that bomb once. Hunting around the sprays of Crims. He does turn back on Fear, but Crims is inside the site. He's going for the knife. He's going for the knife! And the swings give the sound cues. But as he forced Kragan off in time, yo, he hasn't. 9 hold the lead.
Oh, frustration there from Fnatic. That round is just done. That round is completely over. Fear's cutting rotates from Shelf. BlameF is cutting rotates from Red Room. There's just nothing. There is no room in that round at all.
It means that Fnatic could still find a reset against them. Fast plays out. Modo's AWP shot again starts with Farvan on the crossfire. Those 2 key stars are standing up again on the B defensive. BlameF has struck towards A main though, walking out into an open and free bomb site, drawing 2 players back away from that B defense. And rotations to begin. Modo's AWP just barely seen. Dinked down. Goosh to 17 points of health. And fallen away now, and Kragan in the open, caught by BlameF. He's made those efforts. He has been the star for Fnatic. MVP of the series, if they can take this. And he's made it to a 3-on-3. He's made enough room for the bomb to get planted.
Falfan's hoping to catch one of the lurkers, but at the moment, it's quite pack-heavy on the bomb site. Now, at least Jambo is maintaining this donut, and unless a kill presents, they're just not going to go for this on the retake.
Rolls will try prod in, flashbang against Crims, keeps him blinded but not in contact. He's behind the boxes. Jambo with a kill on Farvan. Rolls close, the gun barrel's seen. Crims finds him and Modo's got to run. Oh, 9 came to a clutch. That wasn't enough. The AWP is being hunted because Fnatic know this could be a full-on reset. They've got enough time to catch him. Jambo on that corner. Swing up, Modo lands. Will BlameF swing? It looks like he might just do. Modo might swing into him instead. AK up close, and Modo just holds himself together. Bobek seeing shadows, finding Jambo, looking for Fear, who trades him quick. A-site under siege, but it might just cancel. BlameF's going to strike back in mid for another casualty. Kragan down, throwing the defensive into discombobulation. They're out of M4s, SMG from Mars and AWP. And the SMG is alone on B, about to face the wrath of Fnatic. The wrath of BlameF, who's so close. Smoke will fade. AK adjusts, but Rules gets the kill in.
And Matties can fight against the CT rotate. They might not expect him to be here this quickly. Good shot there from the quick flick from Modo.
Rules going to get driven back, and the Molotov there can upgrade to the AK at least. So now they do have some much better weapons to go in for this retake advantage as well for 9. Marvin making noise, trying to draw a swing from Crims, but he's aware that that AWP's back there, so if he goes aggressive and he swings wide, it's probably a flick to a shot. Instead, Fear goes challenging. Farvan's down. Modo looks on, and Crims takes that chance to strike. They break the setup so well coordinated, and Rules can't finish the job. Frustration on his face as Fnatic are finally, at long last, back in control of the final. What? Backup will be on the way, but it looks like they're going to push forward a bit anyway. HE's on, flashes, will not connect towards him. Second one should look to do so. They don't check big box, but he doesn't find a spray anyway. Matties has got his kill. Farvan from beyond that smoke can get BlameF, so that's a big element taken out for Fnatic. But the AWP of Jambo still in play to watch for the next pick. He doesn't quite connect it. The bomb goes down to the man advantage still. And they're looking to search. Looking to take some map control away as Jambo finally finds Farvan. Rules gets nothing. And Modo on an M4. Save after save from him. He's done all that he can in these clutches. But this is too far gone, as it has been multiple times over. 9.
He's come into the second half, and the B-bomb site's just not really being hit, is it? We're seeing so many mid-takes, so many A-splits, and for that reason, he's always in positions where it feels like he's just saving, or he's just on rotate before the round's even winnable.
Fnatic go passive, and they go quiet.
Yeah, Fear just jiggling up here towards the bottom of ramp, waiting to see if there's going to be an insertion of aggression. Jambo with the AWP is not going to be able to spot off Modo. And it gets quite silent. Farfan finally exposes the angle. The trade's not quite there from Jambo with the AWP.
The potentially 2 angles to check as well. It means that he's not going to have a whole lot of breathing room. Might have to fall back and consider the bomb's position, go to the AK instead. Molly's sent to Farvan's position. He might burn. A little bit of damage being done. The AK finally gets his pick in, so advantage has been limited by a factor of 1. Jambo's looking for another entry, though. Modo with his man to receive. Open exposed, and the M4 finds its fight. That Molotov should drive him back passive, but they're down to 2 men on Fnatic, so they're running out of room here.
And Crims is detected out in mid. He's hoping for a chance of a red pick. Now, the money is not quite ideal for Matties or from Fear, so it could be a situation where both of the riflers are just holding onto the saves, protecting themselves for the last round.
Yet to see an overtime here on stream, on stage. Finn hasn't got a weapon here. I'm not sure what's going on. Doesn't matter. Matty's just lined up 2. Straight out of shelf. Kragan and Bobek didn't see that coming. The Red Room player is known as Matty's just made the winning play. Not as much of a star as we hoped, but that might just be enough.
And now rotates are coming in quickly. It's a stacked up A site completely. Rules open and exposed to the AWP.
Jambo lands him. Modo could get exposed to any number of angles. Fear's going to get caught. Looks in against the T-side line. Combined. Jambo gets one more pick just at the last tick before he falls. It's Modo in a 1v3. He can't save it this time. And he's caught outside of the smoke. Fnatic pull the comeback of comebacks from a disastrous train into what was going to look like a disastrous ancient. At 13-11, they find themselves in the grand finals of the Glitched Masters.
Winning 12 out of the past 14 rounds in an upper bracket final on land for a third map decider.